It's so great having a professional barber watch my videos regularly. I learn so much and I'm challenged by our great friend Maxwell Smart. I recently made a video. It was called Stick on Hair is Stick on Confidence. Not that that's a bad thing. That's just me being open-minded to this topic. It's something new. Someone brought it up in the comment section. Here's what our good friend Maxwell Smart had to say about it. Quote, "You should take the time to watch one of these channels. Many are businesses, others are people who wear stick-on hair. I think they have much more confidence because they take the time to show what they go through to have hair. They take it off, clean it, replace it, explain the ups and downs and ins and outs of glues and tapes, etc. They expose themselves to their most vulnerable side, more so than hair transplant recipients or medication users. I think it is a viable option for some men. It gives them confidence, so what? If they have the guts to sit in my chair and ask me to trim the rim with or without removing the system, I am not too proud to do so. Some do ask if we have a chair in the back, which we do. Not all systems are the same. Some are extremely realistic and worth a pretty penny. I think I would consider a system before ingesting chemicals or applying them to my skin, or even having a hair transplant that would leave me scarred without a guarantee of success. I've been fascinated at how realistic they've become. A good company will create a hairline that in its shape and density will look natural. Confidence comes from both inside and out," end quote. And here's what I'm gonna say. I agree with every word Maxwell Smart had to say, especially the part where he says if he was going to choose some kind of way to deal with his hair loss, if he were in that situation, that he would choose stick-on hair before he would go with a hair transplant or some kind of chemicals or drugs. I think by default I would do the same way. If it meant that much to me to have the appearance of hair, I think that would probably be the way to go. I don't like the thought personally of having any kind of scar due to a hair transplant. And I definitely, you know me, I am too much of an enemy of big pharma to be okay with giving money to big companies to make all my wildest dreams come true, knowing that there's could be side effects. It's just not who I am. So for me, while I openly admit all of this, in my mind, I interpret it as ways to buy confidence when you have hair loss, I agree with Max. I think that would be the best way to go. Now, with that being said, I'd never seen a video on stick-on hair before, like about 10 minutes ago. I watched one before I made this video because Max suggested it. And wow, that looks like a lot of work, which would be a reason I wouldn't do it. But again, that's how strongly I feel against hair transplants personally, or taking drugs or chemicals personally, that I would by default do stick-on hair. But even then, I'm too low maintenance of a guy. And I saw they did like a kind of a fast forward like of what a guy goes through to do that. And I mean, man, all the tape, and you have to shave and then tape and then put the stuff through the comb and then cut it. And then I'm like, it actually, part of it, I'm just gonna tell you what it made me think of. It made me think of a man who dresses up like a woman and has to put on all the fancy hair. Like, it made me think of that. I mean, no disrespect to anyone who uses stick-on hair. It just seems, to me, it seemed like that much trouble. I would rather just not have hair than to have to deal with all that. That's how I feel about it. But ultimately, it's not about how I feel about it. It's how about you feel about it. It's how the individual feels about it. So ultimately, yeah, whatever, and I've said it so many times, whatever gives you the confidence you need for your hair, for you to have confidence despite your hair loss, whatever that thing is, invest all your time, energy, and money into that thing. That's what you should do, because otherwise it's going to bother you the rest of your life. If you can't produce that confidence within and overcome it, then you should go all the way the other direction. You should dedicate your life, time, energy, and money to finding a way to dealing with this situation with your hair loss. And for some of you, it's stick-on hair. So with that being said, Even if I don't approve it for myself, I approve it for you. You should do it. For some people, it is the right choice. So thank you, Max, for your words on that. I feel like I agree 100% in my own way with what you said. Now, let's talk more about stick-on hair if we decide to do so. You know how this channel works. It's a channel of videos based off of things that you say because it's a collaboration. Now, leave a comment if you